Hello YouTube, Triumph guy here. Probably a bit confused what I am driving a 1990 300 GD G-Wagon. Basically I'm just going to do a quick review on my G-Wagon, which is actually my daily, and essentially I got it for one of two reasons. I was a little bit tired of doing maintenance on modern cars, whichever I've owned, because they're a little bit more compact, a little bit harder to work on. Not only that, but my actual daily was a Mercedes-Benz CLS 2013, and you can't actually put a tow hook on it, so I actually tow my vintage caravan with this vehicle, and it does absolutely fine. Now I'm just going to bring the window down a little bit so you can hear the engine note. It is a bit of a beast. That didn't sound as good as promised, but I'll get some beans now. Yeah, as you can probably tell, it does sound pretty good, and yeah, I think that was another reason why I bought it. I do work with Land Rover Defenders quite a lot, and what I wanted was something a little bit more smooth to drive and not as wobbly, and this thing really does perform. It's said that it's actually got a lot of the mod cons and stuff what the S-Class would have had back in the day, and as you can see, it's going to pull over here, no problems whatsoever. And yeah, it's just a really nice smooth motor to drive. It's got a tape deck, however if you've got one of these bad boys, you can play your phone off it. I actually play history off it, which, as you know, is DAB, so you can actually get DAB in an old vehicle like this as long as you just plug it in with your phone. Another thing which is quite cool, I actually use Siri with that, so it's like I've got it's like essentially I've got voice control in a classic car. It is a little bit wide, but we can see if we can squeeze through it. There we go. And you can't beat that look of the indicators on the front of the bonnet. I really like that. I think that's a really nice thing, and I like the fact that G-Wagons have still kept them in their modern cars, you know, keeping back to their heritage of being quite boxy with the indicators. And it actually cost Mercedes-Benz an absolute fortune to pass the European tests to keep the indicators on. And as you can see, well, you probably can't see, but there's two screws on top of them indicators, and to hold them in place. And to pass the European tests, they actually had to get rid of them screws, and it's a big thing. People were like, oh look, it's really cool that they've, you know, got rid of the screws and all that, but actually it's just to pass some tests. Some other cool things about this vehicle, not the miles per gallon, that's not cool, that's 20, but it's got differential locks, so you've got 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, high and low. You can also individually lock the differentials here. Some other cool features you've got this here, which is essentially you can turn it on, you can turn it up or down for a cold start to allow more fuel into the engine. And yeah, I just really like the interior as well. You don't get in modern cars different colour interiors, you know, and the metalwork here, you know, exposed to metal, I really like that. Whereas in a modern car, all that would be covered in plastic, and you know, the carpets in there, okay, yeah, they're covered up with black rubber to protect it, but they're bright yellow. I think that's absolutely brilliant. I think that's pretty ballsy, and you know, on the Spitfire it's exactly the same. It's bright blue. I have had a couple of issues with it, but they've been so easy to fix. There is a video on that when I lost fifth and reverse gear. Literally a 45-minute job. It literally did not take long at all. Whereas a modern car, you'd have to remove everything, all the plastic, whereas you get under here, and that's another good thing about it, it's so easy to get under it and wax oil it, because I don't need to jack it up ever. It does turn heads, it does get a lot of heads turned, and yeah, I just really enjoy it. It's just such a comfortable drive. You wouldn't think it's 30 years old, and in 10 years time it's going to be MOT and tax exempt, which is good. And people seem to respect you on the road they do move out the way because you are in a tank. So that is also good. Parts for these aren't too expensive. Fairly easy to come across as well. Because it was a military vehicle, you can seem to get parts. This is actually a 460 3-litre diesel. It's supposed to be naturally aspirated. However, the previous owner put in a turbo, which does help massively. I think if I was to recommend anything, it's definitely put a turbo in it. It definitely gives it a bit more poke, which is much needed. And yeah, it's just an absolute awesome bit of machine. Gearbox is smooth, and yeah, I just absolutely love it. I will be publishing a buyer's guide on this, how to do certain servicing tasks. I'm also going to do a load of other bits and bobs on this vehicle. So not only am I going to be doing obviously the Triumph, I'm also going to be doing the G-Wagon. So stay tuned, please like and subscribe. It really does help with a YouTuber who's just started off. You know, it's quite hard to get them first few subscribers, but please let me know how my content is. Be honest, but be kind most of all, and stay safe. Have a nice day.